Are you wasting money on survival items that you don't actually need? In this modern era of survivalism, it's easy to get lured in by the latest gear, the most high-tech gadgets, and the notion that the more expensive an item is, the more effective it must be. But is that really the case? In our quest to be prepared for anything, we can often find ourselves seduced by the siren song of new survival gear. The newest gadgets on the market, with their shiny exteriors and promises of unparalleled utility, can be almost irresistible. However, these high-tech items can often fall short in real-world survival situations. In reality, they might not be the most essential additions to your survival kit. Then there's the common misconception that expensive always equals effective. The logic seems sound. You get what you pay for, right? But when it comes to survival gear, that's not always the case. High price tags don't always translate to high performance or reliability. Instead, it's crucial to assess gear based on its actual utility, not its cost. And let's not forget the importance of simplicity. In a survival situation, the last thing you want is to be fumbling with a complicated piece of equipment. The best survival gear is often simple, practical, and reliable, rather than flashy and overpriced. In this video, we'll be debunking some of the myths surrounding survival gear and shining a light on 11 items that you're better off without. We'll show you why these overhyped and overpriced items might not be the best use of your hard-earned money and what you could be investing in instead. So buckle up and get ready for a reality check. It's time to debunk the myth that expensive survival gear is always the best choice. Let's dive into the survival gear illusion and equip you with the knowledge to make smarter, more cost-effective decisions when it comes to your survival preparedness. Starting off with something many of us are guilty of owning, the overpriced Multitool. Now these may appear to be the Swiss Army knife of the survival world, boasting an array of functions from a can opener to a wire cutter, but let's be real. How often do we use all of these features? More often than not, these overpriced multi-tools include numerous functions that rarely see the light of day. Instead of shelling out for these fancy tools, consider investing in simpler, cheaper alternatives that perform the basic tasks efficiently. A good knife, a sturdy can opener, a reliable pair of pliers, these can be bought separately without burning a hole in your pocket. Plus, they're typically sturdier and easier to use than their all-in-one counterparts. Remember, a tool is only as good as its practical use. Don't be swayed by the shiny, overpriced gadgets. Stick to the basics, and you'll be better prepared for any survival situation. Next up, the all-in-one survival kits that promise the world. These trendy kits often boast a flashy exterior and a multitude of components, but don't be fooled by their shiny appeal. You see, the issue with these kits is that they tend to include a lot of gimmicky items that, while they might seem neat, often lack practical use in survival situations. Do you really need a glow-in-the-dark compass or a whistle that plays 5 different tunes? What's more, these kits often skip out on the essentials. You might find a fancy fire starter, but no basic first aid supplies. Or they'll include a miniature fishing kit, but forget about a simple sturdy knife. It's a classic case of quantity over quality. So, before you get drawn in by the allure of an all-in-one solution, remember, survival is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Beware of the one-size-fits-all approach in survival situations. Let's tackle some high-cost items that don't deliver on their promises. First up, we have high-tech emergency blankets. They might look like they've come straight out of a science fiction movie with their shiny surfaces and space-age materials, but in reality, they often fail to outperform their simpler counterparts. While these blankets may boast of advanced thermal properties, a basic wool or Mylar blanket will keep you just as warm for a fraction of the price. Plus, they're just as compact and lightweight, making them a more sensible choice for your survival kit. Next, let's shine a light on expensive survival flashlights. Yes, some may have fancy features like adjustable brightness levels, strobe effects, and even built-in compasses. But when you're stuck in the wilderness, all you really need is a reliable source of light. A basic, dependable flashlight will serve you just as well without burning a hole in your pocket. Remember, reliability often trumps features when it comes to survival gear. Now let's talk about water filters. Clean water is crucial for survival, but does that mean you need to invest in the latest, overhyped water filtration systems? Not necessarily. These systems can be complex, difficult to operate, and often come with a hefty price tag. On the other hand, traditional water filters are easy to use, effective, and much more affordable. They might not look as fancy, but they'll get the job done. Timekeeping is key in a survival situation, but does that mean you need a luxury tactical watch? While these watches might boast a host of features like GPS, altimeters, barometers, and even heart rate monitors, most of these functions won't improve your chances of survival. A basic, durable watch that keeps accurate time is all you really need, and if you're worried about navigation, a good old-fashioned compass will serve you better than any high-tech gadget. Finally, let's discuss solar chargers. It's true, being able to charge your devices can be a lifesaver in a survival situation. But not all solar chargers are created equal. Some expensive models promise high-speed charging and advanced features, but often underperform, especially in less than ideal weather conditions. On the other hand, more affordable models have proven to be reliable and efficient, making them a much better choice for your survival kit. So there you have it. High-tech emergency blankets, expensive survival flashlights, overhyped water filters, luxury tactical watches, and fancy solar chargers, all high-cost items that might not deliver on their promises. The lesson here? Don't let high prices trick you into thinking you're getting a superior product. In the world of survival gear, simpler is often better, and more affordable options can serve you just as well, if not better, than their high-cost counterparts. Don't let high prices trick you into thinking you're getting a superior product. Finally, let's talk about premium Bugout bags and specialty survival knives. The market is bursting with these items, each boasting unique features and hefty price tags. But before you splurge, let's cut through the hype and see what's really necessary. Bugout bags are designed to hold all your survival essentials, but some manufacturers take this concept a bit too far. They pack in features that sound useful, but are often unnecessary. For instance, you'll find bags with dozens of compartments, built-in solar chargers, or even self-inflating mattresses. But ask yourself, do you really need all these frills? A straightforward, durable bag with enough space for your essentials is often all you need. And guess what? It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Now let's unsheath the truth about specialty survival knives. They come in all shapes and sizes, with some even including built-in compasses, fire starters, or mini survival kits. But when it comes to survival knives, simpler is often better. A quality blade, a sturdy handle, and a good grip are the main features you should be looking for. And these can be found in many well-made, reasonably priced knives. Sure, a knife with a built-in compass seems cool, but what happens if the compass breaks or isn't accurate? You're left with a pricey knife that's lost one of its main selling points. And let's be honest, do you really want to rely on a mini survival kit that fits in a knife handle? Chances are it won't contain the quality gear you need in a survival situation. So, when it comes to Bugout bags and survival knives, don't be fooled by unnecessary features and inflated price tags. Opt for practical, reliable gear that won't let you down when you need it most. The goal of survival gear isn't to impress others with flashy gadgets, but to keep you safe and prepared in any situation. It's not about what looks good, it's about what works well. So, are you guilty of falling for any of these survival gear pitfalls? We've covered a lot of ground, so let's quickly recap. We've discussed the allure of the newest gadgets and why they might not be your best bet. We've debunked the myth that expensive always equals effective. And we've stressed the importance of simplicity when it comes to survival gear. We've also explored 11 items that you're better off without. The overpriced multi-tools that promise the world, but often underdeliver. The trendy survival kits that put style over substance. The high-tech emergency blankets that fail to outshine their simpler counterparts. The pricey survival flashlights that don't offer much more than their affordable alternatives. We've questioned the value of overhyped water filters, luxury tactical watches, and fancy solar chargers. We've exposed the high-cost fire starters, advanced navigation tools, premium Bugout bags, and specialty survival knives that offer minimal advantages over simpler, well-made options. In each case, we've seen that practicality trumps price. That reliable, well-tested gear is worth more in a survival situation than the latest high-tech gadget. That the best survival gear doesn't have to break the bank. And that making smart choices about what to include in your survival kit can make all the difference when it really counts. So, whether you're a seasoned prepper or just starting out, remember this. Don't let marketing tactics dictate your survival gear choices. Don't be swayed by the shiny new gadgets, the flashy kits, or the high price tags. Instead, focus on what's truly important, the practicality and reliability of your gear. Evaluate your options, do your research, and choose wisely. Because when it comes to survival, it's not about having the most expensive gear, it's about having the right gear. Don't let marketing tactics dictate your survival gear choices. Be smart, be practical, and most importantly, be prepared.